So, surprise, surprise, there was no part to LR reveal when we thought it was going to about like a day or two ago. And it turns out it did make sense actually. If we take a look at what Rick said, Rick, who's very, very, I think on top of things, right, you could say. The LR should actually drop on the 17th due to the home screen banner, which we're able to see basically when the home screen banner is gonna leave, which means that they should update the home screen banner. And JP has done maintenance without data downloads more than global in the past. So he also would have expected an upcoming content news post unless Patan's the only content this week. And it all makes sense, right? Because before the data download, we would have at least gotten some sort of in-game teaser at the time, which again, we all expected the reveal to be on the 13th. The maintenance was yesterday, and the maintenance did not actually go through. But if this is the case, then the part 2 LR should drop on the 17th. That means that if the part 2 LR drops on the 17th, we should see the teaser or the Twitter details 24 hours before then, which would then mean that it will drop on the 15th, which would be in about at least less than 12 hours from this recording, things like that. I did make a tweet talking about this. Part 2 LR reveal in 12 hours. Trust, better be right. Look, I guarantee y'all, if the part 2 LR does not drop like the details tonight, I don't know, I probably won't do anything, but you know, I'll bet your souls on it again. Why not? I don't know. The part 2 LR realistically could be anything. I think, you know, there's a lot of times where people will take a lot of clues and things like that and kind of predict from there. But if you look at the previous year's part 2 LRs, in fact, it'd be better for me to do the timeline for JP specifically, or would it be Japan? Well, okay. It doesn't. Let me bring up the timeline events for Japan. Right, there it is. There it is. If we go ahead and take a look here at the past few years, I think we'll get a really good glimpse that the April LR doesn't always match up. Now, one year we got Hit and then Kale and Khalifa as the LR, which did indeed match up. The next year, for the 5th anniversary, we take a look at April, we had Blue Kaioken and Goku. Then the part 2 LR was actually a Vegeta and Nappa, which did not match up. Then we go ahead and take a look during the 6th year. We actually got Videl. Then we got LR Tapia Minosha, which again did not match up. We take a look at the year after, we got Raditz, and then the part 2 LR did actually match up, which was, of course, the LR Goku and Piccolo. Continuing on, again, we see in April, Kale. Then we got the part 2 LR for the LR Super Boo. And now we're here for the 9th anniversary, which was last year. We had Topo into the Ginyu Force. Now, the one thing is that these characters that are part 2 LRs usually do actually fit the leader skill. Except for Videl. I believe Videl's leader skill, Defenders of Justice, Tapia and Minosha are actually not on the team. But I think that's like the only instance. Most of the time they actually do fit the leader skill and the general theme of what's going on. And even with Videl, we had the AGL Tapia on EZA. That did occur, so that is, you know, something you could have maybe been like, oh, you could have predicted something like that was going to happen. Now, I mean, I guess if you really like thought about a certain way, the clues were there. If we really take a look into this year, of course, we had the Perfect Form Cell, which, I mean, I'm personally not a fan of him, but, you know, this was the character that came out. A lot of us are thinking, you know, Worldwide Chaos could be the case, but realistically, they could just throw out another random character. But I'm gonna assume it's gonna be I almost said World of Chaos, a tournament participants character, my bad. I think tournament participants make the most sense for what could drop. Now, I did make a video talking about this like a day or two ago about who we could see, but I think there's definitely a few characters that we could have touched on that I didn't necessarily talk about. I mean, if we go back and just take a look at some of the oldest characters that released in the tournament participants category, I mean, they could realistically do a DB Saga character. We never really talk about DB Saga, but we did get, you know, the new Kid Goku that came out for Sane Day. So they actually did want to continue buffing the DB Saga category team. He's actually down here. Like, if they wanted to continue buffing DB Saga, they could take a character from one of the tournaments. Maybe we can get, you know, a 22nd World Tournament Tien. We could get a lot of these like world tournament characters, and there is actually a world tournament category that we could just use for this turn. Let's see, I think Oob is actually on the world tournament category. Yeah, so like, I mean, like 22nd world tournament Tien never really got like premium card. We actually did get, which Tien was it? It was like an STR Tien. This guy, his super attack animations actually like okay, it's pretty decent, but it's nothing really crazy, right? And I think getting another Tien from this world tournament where he where he first does the tri beam could be, you know, it's deserving to get a premium card. Even I would say, maybe we can get a Kid Goku from the fight against, you know, Tien as well. A Kid Goku from the fight against Krillin, even from the fight against Roshi. There's like a lot of those DB Saga characters that can be represented. I think that would be like worthy of an LR. But it depends on if they want to touch back to DB Saga. I mean, the April Part 2 LR is not usually a very exciting character. Like, for the most part, like, in terms of, like, generally, like, hype, like a Super Saiyan Goku or something, right? Which, you know, Super Saiyan Goku, people really want Bye Guys Goku. I think that is a very potential, like, option as well. Like, Bye Guys Goku never really had gotten a good animation in the game. We got the instant transmission Kamehameha Goku, which was, you know, the EZA, the LR Goku Gohan. And even then, his super attack effect, like, his super attack animation is pretty decent. I'm not gonna say it's like super crazy, but it looks pretty good for the most part. Now, I mean, could they just redo this as an active skill? I guess they could, and then they could have a revive where we have the what's it called? What was I gonna say? Like, as a revival skill, we can get him doing the Bye Guys. I think that'd make a lot of sense. One character I think that we could see is actually Angel Golden Frieza. Angel Golden Frieza I talked about, but physical Angel Golden Frieza, we're waiting for his Extreme Z Awakening still. This guy came out quite a while ago. He's the oldest Dokkan Fest without an EZA. In fact, he's the oldest premium unit if we also include LRs without an Extreme Z Awakening. So I think they're going to touch on this guy at some point. He has tournament participants. Like, whenever they release this guy's EZA, I assume it would be with another Frieza character. I could see, like, again, an Angel Golden Frieza from, like, he has, where is the Int one? Like, the animation that the Int one has, I don't think it's the same one here. This is the Emperor Death Beam. Like, where's the Int Angel Golden Frieza? He didn't get his EZA, like, too far away from, this. Let me see. Yeah, this guy. Actually, he probably got his EZA quite some time after that, but this specific super attack animation, I can imagine this being redone. There's a lot of things that Frieza does in the Tournament of Power that I could think easily can be redone as well in general. So I could say like a new Angel Golden Frieza, even though we technically did get the Frieza Angel during the Tournament of Power with the, you know, 10th anniversary. Having like a linking partner for this guy could be interesting as well. I think he would not be in Battle of Fate, which would be a little funny. He actually would not be in Battle of Fate. So, I mean, who knows? But I think that that could be an interesting kind of rotation on certain teams. But yeah, I mean, if we continue on after this Angel Golden Frieza, we can keep going. I mean, what if they just drop a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan again? That would be so funny. I just don't see that happening. Like, maybe it would be a Super Saiyan Gohan that transforms into Super Saiyan 2. This guy, I'm thinking he'll be like the Goku DZA, the Super Saiyan 2 Youth Gohan. I think that makes sense to me. So I'm not really sure if we'll see a Bojack. A lot of people are saying, what if we see a Bojack? A Bojack could work. Like, and they just dropped that Gohan DZA. A lot of people are, you know, I've seen some people bring up Kefla. Kefla could be a good option. I think a hit could be a good option if they want to go Tournament of Power. But it really does depend. Pycon is another character that people are like really saying like, oh yeah, you know, what if we see Pycon who takes off the turban, which, you know, we actually do not have a Pycon that takes off the turban in game. So getting a Pycon that does do that, I guess, would be nice just to have like representation of that moment. Super Kaioken Goku is obviously a huge one that people really want, because this Super Kaioken Goku is a character that, you know, this actually is a pretty decent character himself, the EZA, but like, this is the only Super Kaioken Goku and his animations aren't really crazy. So what we could potentially see though is like Super Saiyan Goku Angel that has a transformation into Super Kaioken maybe could be what we see. I mean, he does a little bit of fighting, but he doesn't really do a lot. But I think that that would be an exciting character. Or maybe he goes Super Kaioken specifically in the active skill and he is just Super Saiyan Goku Angel. Um, and then, you know, they could still have like a lot of the same link set, considering that he would still be technically going Kaioken in the in an like an active skill. Maybe it could be like a timed transformation. Could be interesting, but yeah, I think there's certain ways that they could take that. I saw one person say MVP 17. I mean, he does fit cells to 20%, tournament participants, and androids. Because I don't believe, like, if I'm not mistaken, Super Kaioken Goku, he is on accelerated battle. That makes sense. He does have instant transmission. It seems like the Gokus that have instant transmission are the ones on the accelerated battle category, because there's a lot of Gokus from before them that actually are not on the team. So yeah, this makes sense. Okay. I mean, yeah, both of those characters could work. Maybe it would probably be a character on the 220% though. So like, is Kefla on this 220%? I think Kefla is on accelerated battle. I can't spell Kefla. Yes, Kefla is on this 220%. Hit, of course, is on this 220% as well. Like, there's a decent amount of options of these characters that would actually fit. You know, if anything, Pycon actually does not fit accelerated battle. From really looking at it, so would Pycon be the LR? Probably not at that point. Or some android's character like MVP 17 could work too, but you know, who knows? Who knows for sure? We can't really say. I just kind of want to make this video following up just because, you know, I think it could be anyone, and okay, to be honest, there's not really anything else to talk about, so I'm just talking about the part 2 LR again. But short and sweet, nothing else really to say. Maybe it's Dimer related. Imagine it's like a Majin Ku, Majin Do, or something like that, and it's just like, yeah, it's not even related to Cell, and just the Cell celebration is like done. Because this is, we call it the part 2 LR, but this is technically not part 2, because well, like all these celebrations around this time of the year are actually not part 2. It's just a separate celebration. Like, I wonder if I could go to the global schedule last year was very different, so I have to go with the JP schedule here. But like, if we go back, I don't know, like 50 pages or so, it has to be even farther than that. Let's do 100. Yeah, I want to go to like around this time last year, and then we could just to show y'all that it is actually a separate celebration in total. Let's see. Or was last year part 2? Well, the Guinea Force banner came out here. I guess they did just make it one big celebration, huh? Yeah, so instead of making it like a separate celebration, they just put it all in one. Okay, well that's probably what they're gonna do this year then, but usually a lot of times it's like a separate celebration is what we can see. So that's why the part 2 LR isn't always, you know, directly related to the character, but who knows? Let me know what y'all think about the part 2 LR. Hey, we should hopefully see tonight, and I'll catch you guys next time.